Disney Dreamlight Valley's next update, Update 11, The Lucky Dragon, is coming this week on Wednesday. That's June 26th, and we've been getting little bits of information over the past week, but today is Patch Notes Day, the day where we get the full rundown on everything we can expect in the update. So before today, we already knew we're getting Mulan, Mushu, and that they're coming in a new realm themed after the training camp. We also got a sneak peek at the Majesty and Magnolia's starpath. We got to see some of the items, including 3 outfits, an arch, floating lanterns, a wallpaper, and flying kites. We also heard a little bit about some of the updates to decorating, and we have even more of those in today's patch notes. These include ways to duplicate items when you're decorating without having to go all the way back through the menu, being able to swap out paths and fences for different kinds without having to take them all up and put them all back down again. That's going to save us so much time, and a way to find similar items when you're decorating. In addition, we found out there's a new event, Memory Mania, starting on June 26th when the update drops, going through July 17th, where we'll have to complete memories related to Inside Out 2 to unlock new companions themed after the movie. But even knowing all of that, the patch notes still have more for us. Many of the patch notes are related to bug fixes and other fixes, but there's also new content in here. So let's take a look. They remind us that we're getting a new realm door, 2 new villagers, Mulan and Mushu, a bunch of widely requested gameplay improvements that relate to edit mode, your wardrobe, and dream snaps, and a whole ton of bug fixes and optimization. So for new content, they remind us the new realm door, where you'll put your skills to the test in a rustic training camp surrounded by lush mountains, 2 new characters, a new friendship quests and items, the new star path, Majesty and Magnolias, which includes a dream style for Mulan, floating kites, and paper lanterns. We already knew all of that from the preview. Celebrate the release of Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2 with an in-game event, completing memories inspired by the film to earn new emotion-themed animal companions. So we had the little preview video on that. Show your pride with a collection of new free items, claimable via a series of in-game codes. Like last year, we had the t-shirts. Those are still available, I think. And they tell us to keep an eye out for a blog post on June 27th with more details and the code. I think these are some of the items that we had seen in a preview image a while ago. I think they included a popcorn bucket and a few other things. New information. Get ready for a day at the beach with a new signature bundle. The Premium Island Getaway House Bundle, inspired by Disney's Lilo and Stitch, offers a wide range of customization items, including a dream style for Stitch. Now, I know everybody wants the Elvis dream style for Stitch. I really want the alien version with all 6 arms, a beachside house style, and a surfboard glider, as well as island-inspired clothing items and furniture. I'm interested to see what this is. It doesn't mention quests, and I like the item bundles better than the quest bundles personally. I'm also very interested here because it says surfboard glider, and glider is capitalized the same way dream style and house style are, which makes me think this is a new skin, a new type of skin when we're gliding. We've talked about this for a while. There's so much opportunity here. I think we all wanted carpet or the glider from Treasure Planet, and it looks like the first step they're taking is with this surfboard glider. I don't think we have any pictures or description of it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is going to be. So when you hold down B and you're gliding around your valley on that sparkly trail, I think it's going to look like you're actually surfing. And I'm wondering, are we going to be standing on a surfboard and still have the glitter? Or is it going to look like a surfboard and we're going to have a wave that we're riding around too? But I'm definitely interested to see what they do with this and see how they expand glider styles in the future. This is something we've been talking about for a while, has a ton of potential. This feels like a really obvious first choice, so we'll have to see how that works. I'll probably get this and we'll explore it on day 1. More new things on the patch notes help Remy expand on his culinary services with Remy's special deliveries, repeatable requests. Deliver food orders to villagers around the valley in exchange for special rewards. I'm really curious what those special rewards are. Are they going to be exclusive items for these quests, and therefore I'm gonna feel like I need to do them over and over? Are these types of quests going to show up in the star path? Are these going to be weekly, daily, or will it just be an extension of the restaurant? Instead of fulfilling orders in the restaurant, you could fulfill delivery orders. But I am really curious what the rewards are going to be. Are they going to be just, here's a carton of eggs? Are the items going to be new and exclusive to the quests? Are they things we're going to actually want? How many of these deliveries are there going to be? Is it going to level up friendship with our new characters if they have a delivery request? And is it going to show up in the star path? Additionally, they say new optional items in the premium shop, and of course, some returning, as well as weekly Dream Snaps challenges and rewards. And they let us know that Scrooge's store has received a new batch of goods for sale, so we will be seeing new items in Scrooge's shop. Now, in addition to that new content, we have new improvements, and we have so many new improvements that they are grouped by the features that they relate to. So we have edit mode and furniture, so that's decorating mode for most of us. They adjusted edit mode so that you can continue to place copies of a given piece of furniture without having to go all the way back to the furniture menu, as long as you own multiple copies of it. This is so useful. I can't tell you how many times trying to make a forest of trees, how many clicks that is to go back and forth. If you want to place a whole bunch of something, this is going to save us a ton of time. In addition, we have a new ability to duplicate placed furniture as long as you own more than one copy of it. So if you have something out in your valley, you don't know how to find it again in your menu, but you know you have a whole bunch of them, you'll be able to select that item and click on duplicate and place down a whole bunch more of them without having to go through all of the scrolling and all of the clicks. For those of us who play on Switch with a controller, this is huge because every time you have to place something down, you go back into the furniture menu and you have to scroll all the way down to find the next thing, and it scrolls so slowly. So this is gonna save us even more time. They've also added the ability to replace all connected pieces of a given path or fence with a different style, so long as you own enough copies of it. I do wonder what'll happen if you don't own quite enough copies. Will it replace part of it, or will it simply say you can't do it? But if you want to be able to change out your paths, maybe you have a main path, but then in winter you want to swap it out for the snowy version, you should be able to do that in a couple clicks instead of having to pick up the whole path and replace it down every time. In addition, path and fence placement when using a controller has been adjusted to make it easier to set tile by tile placement in the cardinal directions. I have no idea what they mean by that. I'm definitely here for it being easier to place pathing and fences when using a controller. As a Switch player, anything that makes that easier would be welcome. I've never really wanted to place it tile by tile in cardinal directions the way that it works right now. I just want to be able to select an area and fill it with pathing, or select an area and be able to select all the items in it and move them together. Why is that not in this list? They've also added an option to view similar items when hovering over a furniture item. So I'm assuming, say you have an oven out, you hover over the oven and you tell it somehow to show you similar items, it'll show you other things that might be in a kitchen. I think this could be really useful, but I'm also curious how the game is going to decide what a similar item is. It's going to be based on size, color, some sort of collection. We already know that the tags are a little creative in the way that they associate items, and I can't imagine them grouping items by something other than the tags, but I do sort of wonder what other items they're going to put in this similar items category. They have adjusted the cursor to remain centered on the screen when using edit mode in exterior locations using a controller. I don't know how I feel about this one. I think that the best games that give you the most control, I'm thinking Lost and Found Co. The way that I noticed it in there, they had one control that would pan the camera and the cursor would remain in the middle while you're doing that and you're moving the camera around. And then for more fine-tuned selection, you could move the cursor individually while not moving the camera. And that combination worked so well. And if you've played with controller in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you know that it lacks some finesse in that way. And this change says that the cursor is going to remain centered on the screen, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that change. We'll have to wait and see how they've implemented this. I do think having a combination of the two can be really useful, and I just imagine trying to move something from one place to another and it's moving my entire view, not just the item. And sometimes that's useful, but I think I'd like the choice. Curious how this actually plays out in game. They say they've also adjusted the camera speeds in edit mode so that the camera moves slower when you're zoomed in and faster when zoomed out. I wonder if they did that because of the cursor remaining centered. I'm curious how different that is, what that experience is going to be like. I suppose it's because we're no longer moving the items, we're only moving the camera with the item. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how this works. I am not sure that these patch notes are giving me enough detail to fully understand that. They do say they've added the ability to hide the in-game UI when you're in edit mode. So that means in furniture mode, where you can get some of those really fun angles, we're going to be able to get such better screenshots this way. You won't be able to use them for dream snaps because it won't be the camera, but if you want to show off your decorating, being able to hide that is going to be so helpful. Additional improvements for Dream Snap. They've improved the UI in the current challenge menu, making mandatory and bonus tags for a given challenge easier to read. They have been using such a tiny font, so I'm curious to see how this looks in game, but I'm assuming even just a bigger font would make it easier to read. They've added the ability to view your Dream Snap submission for a given challenge in the voting and rewarding menus. Thank you. Now can I see every other Dream Snap that we put up? Why can't I see those in one of those frames in my house or in a section where I can scroll through my past Dream Snaps? But being able to do this is great because sometimes you get rewarded and you can't remember what Dream Snap you submitted. You didn't take a screenshot yourself and save it somewhere you can find. They've also added a new filter when ordering clothes and furniture from Scrooge's store to show items that are relevant to Dream Snaps. They've also removed tags from hairstyles and facial hair so players don't have to compromise on their personal styles to meet Dream Snaps requirements. That was such a big part of the outfit challenges though. You know how many I have a beard and mustache in because tags, and they kept choosing the tags that the beard and mustache had and certain hairstyles had. So we're definitely going to have lower scoring outfit challenges if they continue to have outfit challenges. And I think maybe one of the biggest ones in here, they've added a toggle within camera mode that allows players to make Touch of Magic furniture items visible during Dream Snap submissions. So now instead of having to scour your valley to figure out where that Touch of Magic design is that the camera is saying it can see and you definitely can't see it because it's 3 biomes away, now you'll simply be able to toggle it off and then it won't show up in the picture anymore. And you'll finally be able to submit that perfect shot even if the game thinks that there's Touch of Magic somewhere off screen. I think this is going to be a huge benefit to decorating because you'll be able to use things like the rug paths again and just be able to turn them off for Dream Snaps. Additional improvements. We have additional improvements coming to Valley visits, the ability to buy and sell items at Goofy's stall during Valley visits, and the ability to have animal companions follow you around during Valley visits, which should really help with some of our photos and photo poses. And then in the premium shop, they've improved the preview page to give you a larger view of selected items. Additional improvements they made reduce the size of time rifts when the hourglass tool is not activated to limit distraction, so you won't always have those orbs out if your tool is not out. I think that means we're going to be a little bit limited on using them in some of our Dream Snaps. I do wonder how small they're going to be. They've improved the reward screen for the premium shop and opening a chest that contains an item to give you a larger view of each individual reward and allow them to equip or use each of these items directly from the screen. They've also added the ability to sign up for the DDV newsletter on the Cloud Save menu. I've signed up for this newsletter like 4 times. I've never actually gotten it. I don't believe it's real. And then we have top changes and bug fixes, and there are so many. Now, some of these may not apply to you, but the ones that do can make a huge difference. They say they've added further optimization to reduce crashes on all platforms. I know that we had a huge spike in crashes for folks after this past update, so hopefully we're not getting those anymore. The Sprouting a Story quest, they fixed an issue in which the storybook pages could become stuck in Night Thorns. Gaston the Hero quest fixed an issue which dug up treasure would not count towards the completion. Flying Metal Nuisance quest fixed an issue in which some players are blocked by sandstones. I didn't even realize that one hadn't been fixed yet. Village Project Restoring the Sunstone fixed an issue in which the Dawn Fragment may not be recognized, impacting quest progression. A Deal with Ursula quest fixed an issue in which some players were unable to place the 4th crystal. Escape Clause quest fixed an issue which prevented cleaning the lab floor from registering as complete. Fixed an issue with cooking outside causing crashes, i.e. the cupcakes. Fixed an issue where objects would disappear after colliding with the game camera. Seriously, I think I basically gave up on my Dream Snap once I encountered this and I couldn't get the items to pop back in. Fixed an issue in which various dresses and socks would clip on the avatar model and other clothing. Fixed an issue in which Daisy would not share the time remaining for a new boutique challenge. Fixed an issue in which the gate to Eternity Isle would remain closed. Fixed an issue in which certain dialogue choices not selectable. Fixed an issue which made it difficult to exit the door at Scrooge McDuck's store. I don't know if I've been able to exit Scrooge's store on the first try since that issue started, so I'm happy to see them fixing it. They say they've fixed the issue with the Touch of Magic door that could not replace the basic door in the avatar's house. They fixed the issue with the strawberry candy tile and strawberry chocolate candy tile being swapped. Fixed an issue in which progression in certain quests was blocked by a game crash. or the game closing at the same time as the quest progressing to the next step, fixed an issue in which the avatar's energy would not refill when entering their house, fixed an issue with Oswald spawning outside the map, fixed an issue with the recognition of certain game controllers on Mac, fixed an issue where villager houses would disappear, fixed an issue where the yellow and blue speckled path would not display correctly, fixed the lighting in the mystical cave. They fixed the floating gloves and bracelets in Scrooge's store, fixed an issue with Avatar's texture occasionally changing after browsing the menu in Scrooge's store, fixed an issue with environmental lighting changing after going in the store on Eternity Isle, fixed an issue where the Avatar would occasionally levitate above the ground in the lagoon area in Eternity Isle. I think I experienced that one on stream. It was kind of fun until the game crashed. Fixed an issue where the visual effects for the camera would be visible when riding attractions. Do they mean we can't use filters on rides anymore? Fixed an issue where the ground texture of broccoli was displayed incorrectly. Fixed an issue where some items were not becoming translucent in decorating mode. Fixed an issue where the sun and moon would be visible while inside the player's house. Fixed an issue in which discussions between villagers during quests would not pause and resume as intended if the player left their speaking radius. Fixed an issue with the leaf-strewn path with border displaying a gap between the border and the path. Fixed an issue in which wearing shorts could result in the avatar's legs displaying incorrectly. Fixed an issue in which you'd get the use camera to get on prompt on attractions that you could not ride. Fixed an issue with the Oswaldian trolley not correctly aligning to the trolley tracks once crafted and placed. Fixed multiple issues which impacted valley visit syncing, and various additional bug fixes related to audio-visual localization, gamepad control, and user interface issues, in addition to stability improvements. So there's everything we know coming to the update on Wednesday, June 26th. That's this week in just 2 days. There are a whole bunch of stuff we already knew and a few surprises. So outside of the new realm and the new characters, what are you most excited about in the update? Is it going to be the star path? Is it making touch of magic items disappear when you're doing dream snaps? Is there a bug fix in there that impacts you so that you'll be able to finally keep playing? Are you excited to see the surfboard glider? Are you excited about new improvements to decorating mode? And which character are you more excited for, Mulan or Mushu? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and cozy gaming content. I am planning on streaming the update this Wednesday. Turn on notifications to find out the next time we go live. Hope to see you there.